creating new habits. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how we can look to do something and make it so it's most likely to become somewhat habitual. As I said on Monday, things often are never fully habitual, but we can make it so it's way more likely and way easier to do something. And again, we're going to use that cue, craving, response, reward, habit loop. So for the cue, how can we make it so that essentially we don't forget to do it? How can we be reminded of the thing? Again, it might be a certain time. It might be that our phone reminds us. We set a reminder to go for a workout, to eat in a certain way. It might be a visual reminder. We put a post-it note on our monitor, on our fridge, some picture somewhere. It might be we piggyback an existing habit. So we do this thing directly after cleaning our teeth, emptying the dishwasher, closing our laptop for the day, sending our first email, whatever it may be. How can we make it again so that we don't forget? What is the cue? A simple sentence we can put together is, when X, I will Y. So the thing that you want to make a habit, when will it happen? Whether that be a time or some other definition. So when I feel a certain way, I will X, Y, Z. When I feel low, I will meditate. When I feel hungry, I will snack on something low calorie density. When it is 7 o'clock on a Sunday, I will book my sessions for the week. When it is 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, I'll go for a session. When I finish work, I will go for my session. When I've finished my initial plate of food, I will not get more out, and so on. So it's an if something, I will something statement. So that's a cue. For the craving, how can we make it more desirable? If we're a little bit meh about doing it, how can we make it so that we want to do it? Could we look at tying in benefits for it and particularly concentrating on the short-term benefits? Because if the only benefits that decision again comes 6 months down the line, we're not going to be that bothered about it. If we recognise that this decision will make us feel better immediately, put us in a better mood for the rest of the day, make us a nicer person to be around, enable us to work harder, enable us to be closer and more present with those around us, and just get more out of the day in general, we're more likely to do it. Could we again tie it into something else? Could we crave doing the thing because we then tie something else on the end of it? So we decide that we're only going to watch our favourite programme after we've had a workout, and we have the integrity to stick with that and not just watch it anyway. We can treat ourselves in various other ways for very little reason. We can choose to tie in a treat there to the thing we're struggling to do already. So how do we make it more desirable? And then how do we make it as easy as possible? How do we make that response easy to do? Do we just make sure we've always got fresh workout gear in the car? Do we schedule it at a time of day and make sure that everyone else who's involved in that is on board with the logistics of it? Do we make sure we do a weekly food shop so that the easiest food options we've got in are relatively good ones? And then finally, for the reward, how do we make it as rewarding as possible? If we do the thing and we're a little bit at the end of it, again, not going to happen or less likely to happen. How do we make it so we're happy with that decision? How do we make it get to a relative immediate benefit? So again, cue, craving, response, reward. For the habit you're looking to create, or at least the thing that you've been struggling to do that you want to do more of, how can you make the cue more visible? How can you make the craving more desirable? How can you make the response easier? And how can you make the reward more satisfying?